This one, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Just doesn't seem to suit her as much because I've always pictured Sakura as more of a tomboy. Yeah, no, not working for me. Sorry, I love you. Akuma, but no, not working. 5 out of 10. This, I actually prefer the newer color scheme. I know this is nostalgia, but I prefer the newer one. I'm gonna give this like a... Yeah, I'll give Nostalgia Blanca about a 5.5. This is pretty cool, of course. Partially references as like humans in South America, makes sense with like Mayan and Aztec culture, the costume. Overall, I'll give this one a 6 to a 6.5 out of 10 because it does make sense. This one, oh my word. I'm gonna have to give this an 8 out of 10. It's just hilarious. Part of me wants to give it like a 9 out of 10. Screw it, 9 out of 10. It's one of the best costumes in the game. It's dumb and stupid, but I love it. And it legit looks like it's made out of like wool. I love it that much. It's just great. Chibi Blanca. Classic Sakura. Now, this is a bit better. I'm gonna have to go with the overall with this costume. I'll give it a 6, somewhere between 6 and 6.5. Okay, I'll give it a 6. This one, I actually think is more suitable for her. Personal opinion. I like also the reference with this to Dan. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. It's pretty much probably my second favorite or favorite costume with her. This one, I'm sorry, 5 out of 10 at best. Oh man, I love this angry costume. Not sure why they chose to give the angry costume though to Chun. I feel like, or wait, what am I saying? That's not Chun, that's Karen. I guess that does actually make sense a lot for Karen. So, I'll give angry costume, actually, given to translate pretty well, and it suits the character. I'm gonna give angry costume a 7 out of 10 to a 7.5. Wedding Day, Chun. Especially that one. I'm gonna have to give Wedding Chun a 7 out of 10. Especially with the black and red. This one, I'm not feeling as much. 6 out of 10. Combat Chun. Okay, I'll give Combat Chun. I'll give it a 6.5. Special Forces Chun. This one is about a 5.5. And not. Okay, I'll admit, I kind of like this. I'll give Holiday Minot. Like a 7 out of 10. I actually like it. I'll give this one a 6 out of 10. Four. Nostalgia. Battle Line. Now we're talking. This one gets a 7 out of 10. It gets the job done. Nostalgia. Version of him, I'll give this version a birdie around a 6.5, 6.5. Classic Color. I'll give it a 6.5. Oh no. Classic Alpha Chun. Okay, I'm giving Classic Alpha Chun. Gets a 7. I'm thinking 7 out of 10. Part of me wants to say a 7.5. But I'll go with a 7 out of 10. I'll give this one lean towards maybe a 6 out of 10, because at least it does make sense for the game. Definitely not feeling this one. I'll give this cost. Let's go. And I'll give this about 5.5. 6 out of 10. Do a 6.5. Does suit the character, please. Here we go with some of the ninja stuff. I'm gonna give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Okay. No. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Down the middle. I hate fine. 3 out of 10. No, not feeling it. 4 out of 10. Okay, 4 out of 10. Ooh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about this one. That's actually pretty cool looking. Kinda looks like he just came out of the Legend. And he's like trying to take the place of Tim Curry. What movie have you never seen? I'm gonna give Devil Bison. Honestly, I'm gonna give this about like towards a 7.5 out of 10 range. Somewhere between 7.5 and 8. Pretty cool. I'll get Bison actually has multiple really good costumes in this game. Undercover Cop, no. 5 out of 10. 5%. Not again. This time you're gonna get, I'm gonna give Monopoly around like a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10. Not, I think, percentage-wise has some, percentage-wise one of the best percentages solid costumes. And I actually don't mind in this. I'll give it about a 6.5. Not bad. I'll give it also like a 6.5 range. Hey, I'll give this one Guile. I'll give this, given I get the reference also, I'll give it a 6.5. No thanks, not feeling it too much. If you're wondering, I'd give it about a 5.5. 30th anniversary Bison. Some pretty cool color schemes. I think that looks quite best. I'll give this version of Bison about a 7 out of 10. Not bad. Bison, I think, percentage is another one with a better percentage of overall selling costumes. Then we go to 2017. Okay, Guile. Oh, sorry. 5. Classic. Oh, nostalgia level. I'll give it a 6.5. Ibuki classic version. I'll give her like a 6.5. Now we're talking. At least I can say I do like classic or nostalgia version. Jury, I'm gonna give Nostalgic Jury a 7 out of 10. No. 4 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. I'll give this about a 6 out of 10. This is maybe about the best Ibuki costume. No, 4 out of 10. Okay, I love this. This is obviously a reference to Project Justice and stuff. I'm gonna give this one, this costume, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Gross, no. Just no. This is gonna be a 3 out of 10. Now this one's cool. Legit really cool. In fact, somehow the pom-poms 6.5. Chun. This one, I'm gonna have to give about a 6.5. No, definitely not. 5.5. I'm thinking about a 5 to 5.5. Okay, this actually suits Cherry pretty well. I'm gonna give this Cherry, Punk Girl Cherry, also about a 7 out of 10. Six out of 10. Okay, this is pretty good. I'm gonna give this version for you. I'm leaning towards about a 6.5. Suit culling. I actually do like this costume. I'll give this version of culling, nostalgic version, about a 6 even. Nostalgic, my dear. And the fact he has the color scheme of Shin and Uma is also really cool. Yeah, I'm gonna give nostalgic Uma a 9 out of 10. This one, I'll give it about a 5.5 to 6. No, 5. This is going to get about a 5, 5.5. About a 4.5 to 5 range. And I'll give it about a 6, because at least it does have some flamboyance with it. Not a fan of this Chun. No. Does not look like Chun at all. This is going to be a 4 out of 10. This looks really dumb as well. This is like a 2 out of 10. Well, now we're talking. This is going to be about a 7 out of 10. This is awesome. This one's also going to be about a 7 out of 10. Amazes me how many of the Halloween costumes I legit like. Necalli as like the Wolfman. Actually suitable. I'm going to give this costume, Wolfman Necalli gets a 6 out of 10. I'll give this one about 6 to a 6.5. Ah, yes. Now here we go. This one I'll give about a 6.5 to a 7. This one I actually really like. this is going to be a 7 out of 10. Oh man, I love this reference. This is one of the best costumes for Ryu. This is an 8.5 out of 10. I'll give this one about a 7. 6 out of 10. I'll give this about 6.5. Okay, I love this one. Liberty. This is gonna be about a 6.5 out of 10. Because I do like the Strider color scheme is really cool. No, definitely not. 4 out of 10. I'll give this one about a 5 out of 10. Out of 10. About a 5, 5.5. Okay, I'm gonna give this one about a 5.5. The Strider. Look, I'm gonna have to give this one about. I'm leaning towards like a 6.5 to a 7. Oh, this Minot costume. Oh lord. Should I? Yeah, I'm gonna give this Minot costume an 8 out of 10. This is about a 3 out of 10. This looks like stripper head. No, no, and no. This is gonna be a 4 out of 10. I think I'll go with. Yeah, I think with this. About a 5. I'll give this one about a 6 out of 10. Four and a half. Yeah, no, not feeling it. I'll put it about a 4.5. I'll actually give this one about a 6 out of 10. I'll give this one about a 5.5 to a 6. No, I'm thinking about a 5, 5.5. I'll give this one about a 6, 6.5. At least it does suit the character. 5, 5.5. Ooh, this is actually kind of cool. It looks like he came out of a death metal band. gonna give this one, this costume, it's gonna get about a 6.5 to a 7. Actually, it looks pretty cool. I'll give this one about a 5.5 to 6 out of 10. This is a 2 out of 10. Machine. Okay, I gotta say, I do like this. I'm gonna give this Roshi costume about a 6. I'll give this one about a 6.5 to 7. That's actually a pretty cool costume. No. That is a 2 out of 10. Five out of 10. Come on, give me at least a few decent ones towards the end. Well, I'm actually gonna have to give this one about a lean towards about a 6.5 to possibly a 7. It's actually pretty cool. This is like a 3. Yeah, I like this one, the reference. This is obviously a reference, at least in my opinion, to like, not Hulk Hogan, but another wrestler big in the 80s. This looks like a reference to Jesse the Body Ventura. At least for me, this is who it reminds me of with the color scheme. Overall, I'll give this about a 5.5 to a 6 for the reference. This one I'm gonna give about a 5.5. Okay, this is probably gonna be unpopular, but I legit love this costume. I know Max hates it, but for me, I actually give this costume about a 7 out of 10. Just my opinion. This one is going to get about a 7.5 out of 10. Another pretty cool bison costume. I'm going to have to give this about a 7 out of 10. Bearded Ryu. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I give Bearded Ryu a 9 out of 10. Like I said, this is how it should look going forward, and luckily it looks like Street Fighter 6, they did keep this going. This one, not working, about a 5.5. Minot. Okay, I'll give this Minot about, leaning towards about a 6.5 to a 7. I'll do about 6.5. This is a 1 out of 10. Getting towards the finish line. I'm going to have to give this one about a 5. About a 5.5 to a 6. This one is pretty cool. How it looks like the Satsumu Hado is eating away at his body. It is pretty cool. I'll give it about a 7 out of 10. 5.5. Okay, I'll actually give this one about a 6 to a 6.5. No, not feeling it. I'll give this about a 5.5. Golden Gloves. I'll give this about a 6 to a 6.5. I'll give that about a 6. Classic Guile. This is about a 7 out of 10. Actually, I kind of like this, so I'll give it I'll give it around like a 6.5. What on earth is this color? This is going to be about a 5 out of 10. Sorry. Okay, this one, very basic, but still, I'm going to give it about a 6 out of 10. Okay, this is the first one I completely hate, but still, it's fine. I'll give this about a 4.5 out of 10. It's the best one he has. Rashid, 5 out of 10. Classic. I'll give this one about a 5.5. Birdie. This is going to get about a 5 out of 10. Here it is. This is about my favorite. Just about. I'll give this though about a 6 out of 10. Classic original. I'm gonna have to give this one about a 7 out of 10. Yeah, no. 5.5. The Red Cyclone. I'll give this about a 5. I'll give this one about a 6. I'll give this one about a 6 as well. Yeah, this bison is pretty cool looking. It looks like he walked into Dragon Ball. I'm gonna give this bison about a 7 out of 10. And that's it, folks. So with that said, I'll see you all next time for a future when we rate the stages as well as rate the music. So stay tuned for that.